Chosen one, stop where you are. Heaven has pressed pause on everything around you in this exact moment. This is not coincidence. It is divine interruption. You have been pulled into a sacred silence, a silence heavy with the sound of approaching justice. You stand in the still air before heaven's gavel strikes. This is not the quiet of defeat. It is the calm before reversal. You have felt this silence before, haven't you? The kind that comes after pain has spoken too loudly for too long. Nights where you asked if God still heard you. Days where every prayer felt unanswered. But heaven was never ignoring you. Heaven was investigating. When you cried, He wrote it down. When you were betrayed, He marked it. The silence was not absence. It was evidence being gathered. They thought you were abandoned. They mistook stillness for surrender. Those who tried to destroy you didn't realize they were writing their own sentence with every word spoken against you. There are seasons where God does not explain Himself because He is preparing to reveal Himself. You are living in that season now. The storm has not come to break you. It has come to prove that nothing can. God's justice moves differently from human anger. It waits. It watches. It gathers truth from shadows. While your enemies laughed, heaven kept record. Every secret conversation, every hidden plot, every act of cruelty, they were never unseen. The scales have been tilting quietly, and soon they will crash into balance. The silence you are standing in is sacred. It is the courtroom of heaven, moments before the judge stands. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 18. For the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all who wait for Him. You have been waiting. You have been enduring. And now the one who judges rightly rises on your behalf. This moment is not about vengeance. It is about restoration. The God of justice does not simply punish. He repositions. The same soil where you were buried will soon become the ground of your resurrection. Those who thought they silenced you will have to watch you speak with the authority born from suffering. Chosen one, lift your head. Do not despise the silence. Honor it. It is heaven's way of saying, be still while I work. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. Every rejection refined your spirit. Every betrayal purified your discernment. You are not bitter. You are wiser. You are not broken. You are built for the weight of glory. Soon the silence will break. When it does, it will not come with whispers but with thunder. Those who laughed at your waiting will tremble at your unveiling. You do not need to prove anything. The truth will do that for you. Justice does not shout, it stands. And when God stands, nothing remains the same. Now, breathe. The storm you sense is not against you, it is for you. It is the announcement that heaven has taken your case personally. You are stepping into divine order. What looked like delay was protection. What felt like abandonment was alignment. The hour of reversal has come. If this word resonates in your spirit, show heaven that you receive it. Like, share, and comment the number 777 below as a sign of divine completion and agreement. And if you have not yet, subscribe. Stay connected to this prophetic flow, because this silence is ending, and when the sound comes, it will carry your vindication. Heaven has already started to move behind the scenes. You may not see it yet, but the shift has begun. The doors that once refused you will open effortlessly. Angels are aligning circumstances in your favor. Everything hidden against you will crumble under the weight of divine truth. Do not rush this moment. The silence you feel is heaven, writing your victory in secret ink. Soon it will appear publicly, and every eye that doubted will see. What was whispered in darkness will now be declared in light. Stand still. Your time of revealing is almost here. Your name carries new authority now. The pain you endured has become oil for your purpose. When you speak, the atmosphere will shift. When you move, the enemy will scatter. You are marked by fire, refined by patience, and chosen for such a time as this. So lift your spirit high. Do not fear what collapses. It clears your path. Judgment is not your end, it is your vindication. You are walking out of silence into fulfillment. The God of justice has remembered you, and the trumpet of restoration is about to sound. You were never meant to break. Every force that came against you was designed to test the strength heaven placed inside you, not to destroy it. They thought you were fragile because they mistook your gentleness for weakness. They believed that if they hit hard enough, you would disappear. But you did not. You endured. You stood. And every time you rose again, something eternal grew inside you. They underestimated what divine endurance looks like. They saw you cry, but they didn't see the angels surrounding you. They saw your moments of exhaustion, but they never saw the divine power breathing through your weakness. You are not standing because of willpower alone. You are standing because heaven has refused to let you fall. What they planned as destruction, God used as construction. He built you stronger with every blow. There were words that pierced deeper than weapons, whispers that spread faster than truth. You were labeled, betrayed, and ridiculed by those who once called you friend. But every rejection became proof that you were not meant to belong where compromise ruled. They could not destroy you, because what sustains you is not human approval, it is divine assignment. You learned something they never did. Silence can be a sword. Instead of fighting back with anger, you turned your pain into prayer, and that prayer, whispered through tears, reached the courtroom of heaven. Every time you chose peace over retaliation, you won a battle unseen. The power that once drained you now flows through you. God allowed their schemes to run their course not because he was indifferent, but because he wanted their true nature to be revealed. They wrote their own judgment while thinking they were writing your ending. They laughed when you stumbled, not knowing that stumbling was part of your rising. Every wound they gave you became a doorway for grace to enter. You are not defined by what they did. You are defined by what you survived. It is hard for them to understand how someone can walk through fire and still shine brighter. That's what confuses your enemies. You were supposed to be bitter by now, broken, cold, and silent. Instead, your spirit is sharper, your discernment clearer, your faith unshakable. That's what divine preservation looks like. The fire did not consume you. It consumed everything that wasn't meant to stay. The Spirit of God moves quietly in those who have suffered deeply. You carry the scent of survival, the kind that only heaven can explain. There's a certain authority born from pain that no crown can imitate. Those who tried to crush you have unknowingly pressed out the oil that will now anoint your next season. Remember how many times you nearly gave up, nights when the weight of injustice felt unbearable. Yet somehow, light kept breaking through. That wasn't coincidence, it was covenant. You were being carried through the storm by the same hand that formed you. God didn't just protect you, he trained you. You learned endurance, discernment, and the discipline of silence. You became dangerous to darkness because you refused to hate. Now the same people who once mocked your faith will watch you walk into purpose, and they will wonder how it happened so suddenly, unaware that this suddenness was years in the making. You have been in divine preparation, hidden from sight, refined for visibility. They thought they buried you, but heaven saw it as planting. What rises next will not be small, it will be undeniable. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 8, "We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair." This is your testimony embodied. Pressure came, but it could not kill your purpose. Confusion tried, but it could not erase your calling. Every strike only revealed how unbreakable you are. There will come a day soon when those who ridiculed you will remember their words and fall silent, not because you seek revenge, but because your restoration will speak louder than argument. God's vindication does not shout, it manifests, and when it does, no one can deny it. So walk forward quietly. Do not explain yourself. Do not fight for recognition. Heaven already bears witness. The same God who saw your tears will ensure your truth stands taller than their lies. What they meant for evil has already turned in your favor. Their weapons failed. Their plans collapsed. And you still stand stronger, wiser, and completely untouchable. The season of being tested has forged a new identity in you. You are no longer who you were before the breaking. The pain has purified your motives, sharpened your hearing, and anchored your heart in faith. Those who thought they could destroy you have only confirmed your divine assignment. You are living proof that no attack can cancel an anointing protected by God. You have fought wars no one witnessed, quiet wars, fought behind smiles and daily routines. Where your faith was tested in silence, people saw your calm, but never your collapse behind closed doors. They had no idea that every morning you rose, you were dragging your soul out of battle. Heaven knew. The unseen realm watched each breath you took as a declaration of defiance against despair. You stood in rooms filled with false peace and hidden tension, sensing betrayal before it arrived. You prayed for people who cursed you, defended those who lied about you, and still chose compassion when bitterness called your name. That is not weakness, it is divine restraint. Every moment you stayed soft in a hard world. Heaven recorded it as strength. There were nights when your spirit screamed silently. You looked fine, but you were breaking quietly. The loneliness was unbearable at times, but through it all, God was near. He never left. He was shaping your heart to carry more glory than pain. Every tear was a seed of revelation. Every sigh, an offering. The angels carried your pain as proof of your perseverance. The Word of God declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 56, verse 8, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book." Heaven has not forgotten what you survived. It is now calling your tears as witnesses for your vindication. You were not fighting random battles, you were being refined. God hid you in struggle so that pride would never own your heart. He let the fire touch you, not to burn you, but to brand you with purpose. What you carry now is not just faith, it's authority forged through endurance. The darkness once assigned to destroy you has become the backdrop for your light to shine. Sometimes you asked. Why me? Why did it have to hurt so deeply? The truth is, not everyone can be trusted with that level of pain. Only those chosen for divine purpose are given such weight, because what you carry after it is revelation that cannot be learned from comfort. Pain taught you things peace never could. And now, that season of quiet suffering is turning into the sound of resurrection. The same mouths that spread rumors will soon be silent. The same hands that pushed you down will see you rise untouched. God has used their betrayal as the final chisel to perfect the vessel He was forming in you. But before the new season unfolds, heaven invites you to declare what has already been decided in the Spirit, your rise. Type in the comments, "Light wins." Then, say it as more than words. Say it as warfare. When you declare, "Light wins," you are proclaiming that no darkness from your past can follow you into this next chapter. You are saying that the depression, the loss, the shame, it all ends here. You are sealing your spirit with faith that light has already overcome. It's a prophetic act, a spiritual shout that reminds every demon that you belong to victory, not defeat. When you write, "Light wins," you join the frequency of heaven itself. It is not wishful thinking, it is alignment. It's a declaration that your pain was not pointless, your faith was not wasted, and your endurance was not forgotten. Light wins in every area where you once felt darkness creeping. So, breathe now. Let peace fill the places where sorrow lived. The invisible battles have ended, and you are standing on sacred ground, the kind bought with tears and perseverance. The next time you face silence, remember this: the quiet is not punishment. It's promotion. It's the moment before God unveils your purpose to the world. You have walked through invisible fires and come out shining. The ashes you wear are not reminders of loss, they are proof of survival. Those who doubted you will soon recognize that your endurance was not natural, it was supernatural. You are not the same person who entered the storm. You came out purified, clarified, and qualified. Now walk forward. Let the world wonder how you made it. Let heaven smile knowing you did. Because light wins always. Your declaration, "Light wins," is not just a phrase, it is heaven's decree spoken through your mouth. When you write it, you align your soul with divine authority and silence every shadow that once whispered defeat. Each word carries spiritual vibration. Light reminds darkness of its limitation, and wins declares completion. You are not pleading for victory, you're announcing it. The unseen realm hears, and everything opposed to you begins to bow in response to truth. The shift has begun, quiet but unstoppable. You may not see it yet, but the spiritual balance is tilting. The same forces that once pushed against you are now being reversed by unseen hands. The winds have changed direction. What used to resist you will now begin to release you. What once mocked your prayers will now bear witness to their power. Heaven has turned the page. There is a sacred law in the unseen realm. Divine justice never forgets. Every hidden conversation, every plan designed to harm you, every silent dagger thrown in your absence, it was all seen. Nothing escapes the eye of the eternal. The delay was never neglect, it was timing. God allowed everything to mature, so that when the reversal came, no one could deny that it was His hand alone. You are entering the hour where tables turn without your effort. You won't have to chase apologies or explanations. Vindication will walk toward you. The truth, once buried, is beginning to rise like dawn. Every false word spoken against you is losing its weight, dissolving in the light of divine exposure. You do not need to speak. Heaven is speaking for you. This is not revenge, it is realignment. God is not punishing out of anger, but restoring balance with precision. Those who rose against you were permitted for a season so that your strength could be proven genuine. Now that the test is complete, the outcome cannot be altered. What was unfairly taken will return multiplied, not by human hands, but by spiritual order. There will come a moment when you realize that the loss, the betrayal, the misunderstanding, all of it was constructing your platform. The very stones thrown at you are becoming the foundation beneath your feet. What was intended as destruction has become elevation. The table that once excluded you is now being rebuilt around your name, and the same mouths that dismissed you will be compelled to acknowledge your resilience. The voice of God thundered in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 35. It is mine to avenge, I will repay. In due time their foot will slip, their day of disaster is near, and their doom rushes upon them. Those words still echo today. The warning is not yours to speak, it is heaven's. Justice belongs to God, and His timing is perfect. Do not harden your heart as this shift unfolds. Compassion must remain your armor. When divine judgment begins, it is not a spectacle, it is sacred. Some who opposed you will fall not because you wished it, but because they refused mercy. Others will awaken in repentance and find grace still waiting. That, too, is justice, truth balanced with mercy. You must stand still in this moment of divine reversal. Do not gloat. Do not celebrate too soon. Remember that this turning is holy ground. The same God who lifts you is the one who disciplines others. Your role is to remain humble, grateful, and alert. The storm that rises now is not against you. It is cleansing the atmosphere around you. This season marks the unveiling of truth. Masks are falling, alliances are breaking, and false foundations are cracking. You will see people distance themselves from you, not because you did anything wrong, but because the light of your authenticity makes pretense uncomfortable. That is part of the divine shift clarity. Do not mourn those who walk away. They are simply making space for the genuine. God will surround you with souls who recognize your worth without competition, who carry similar fire, who build instead of destroy. This is the company of restoration. As the reversal unfolds, you will notice the atmosphere changing unexpected favor. Doors reopening, strength returning. The peace that once seemed unreachable will feel near again. You'll look around and realize that what once consumed your thoughts now holds no power. That is how you know heaven has moved. The weight lifts before circumstances change. In this hour, hold fast to humility. Power without purity leads to pride, and pride always forgets the process that birthed strength. Remember the nights you cried for help, the days you walked alone, the prayers whispered through exhaustion. Those moments are sacred. They are your reminder never to misuse the victory now approaching. Let the reversal come gently, without bitterness. Let gratitude be your weapon. The world may see a sudden rise, but you know it was never sudden. It was years of hidden endurance finally unfolding. What others call luck, heaven calls justice. The tables have turned, and you didn't need to force them. The God who defends the humble has stood up for you. Every wrong will meet its correction. Every wound, its healing. every silence its sound. All you must do is remain still and watch the hand of justice complete what began in secret. Heaven's court is now in motion. The judge of all things has taken his seat, and the verdicts that once seemed delayed are now being written in light. The atmosphere around you feels heavier, doesn't it? That's because heaven is near. Angelic witnesses have gathered. Every word spoken in deceit is now being weighed against truth. This is not imagination, it is the unfolding of justice. The season of quiet observation has ended. God is not merely watching, He is acting. The balance of heaven is shifting in your favor. Those who lifted their hands against you will now see the power that defends you. But remember this, divine justice is never cruel. It restores before it removes. It convicts before it condemns. The same mercy that rescued you is still reaching out to them. You are not just a bystander in this courtroom, you are evidence of God's mercy. The very fact that you still stand after everything is proof that grace triumphed over every attack. Your survival is testimony. Heaven is using your life to reveal that righteousness still speaks in a world that has forgotten what truth sounds like. As these judgments unfold, you may begin to sense change in your surroundings, doors opening that were once sealed, conversations returning that were once cut off, peace entering places that felt cursed. These are not coincidences. They are verdicts executed. Justice always produces movement. The scales are tipping, and you are rising with them. The Word of God declares in the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 15, "For justice will return to the righteous, and all the upright in heart will follow it." The time of returning has begun. The upright are being gathered again. Those who choose purity over pride, humility over ambition. You are part of that remnant, those who keep their hearts clean, even when the world rewards corruption. So as heaven moves, let your spirit move with it. Keep your heart open and your hands steady. Let peace replace fear, gratitude replace bitterness, and generosity replace guardedness. Because when justice flows, blessing flows with it, and blessing is never meant to be contained. Now listen carefully. Chosen one, there is something sacred about partnership in a prophetic moment like this. Every message like this one is a stream of living water sent into a thirsty desert. When you choose to like, share, or subscribe, you are not just clicking, you are digging channels so that water can reach someone dying of thirst for truth. Your action opens new paths for light to travel, and for those who feel a stirring in their spirit to sustain this flow, to make sure the stream keeps running clear and strong. You may choose to donate or sow a seed, not out of pressure, but as one pouring a drop of oil into a lamp so it burns longer. Every offering becomes fuel for the flame that helps another soul find warmth in the cold. Giving is not a condition, it is participation. You are never paying for light, you are helping it travel farther. Picture a candle passed from hand to hand across a dark field. Each gift, each prayer, each act of support adds another small flame until the horizon itself begins to glow. If your heart whispers to act, do it from peace, not guilt. Let gratitude guide you, not fear. Your seed may look small now, but in heaven's economy, every drop of kindness ripples like rain across dry soil, awakening life in places you will never see. So like to affirm, share to spread light, subscribe to stay under the same covering of revelation. and donate only if your heart overflows with peace. None of it is required, yet all of it multiplies the message. Heaven records every act of sincerity. You are part of a living river that cannot be stopped. Let your gratitude be your worship, your compassion, your currency, your kindness, your offering. For the court of heaven has ruled in your favor, and the flow of blessing will follow those who keep its waters pure. Your generosity is like rain returning to the sky, never lost, always cycling back in blessing. Heaven multiplies what's given from love, turning every drop into rivers that refresh forgotten hearts. Every action born from sincerity becomes fragrance before God, an aroma of faith that fills unseen rooms. Even the smallest act of kindness echoes louder than words in eternity. Keep your hands open, not to lose, but to live in flow. Closed fists hold little, open ones receive oceans. You are part of heaven's circulation of grace and giving. The decree has been spoken in the courts of heaven. The reversal that began in the spirit is now stepping into the natural world. What was delayed is accelerating. What was withheld is being released. Every injustice that weighed you down is losing its grip. Because divine order has been declared, this is the reversal decree, the moment when what was taken starts returning with interest. You may feel it already, something shifting around you without explanation. Conversations reopening, opportunities resurfacing, peace returning where anxiety once reigned. It is not random, it is response. Heaven is responding to every seed you sowed in faith, every prayer whispered when no one heard, every act of kindness you gave when it hurt to give. The record of your endurance has reached completion, and God has signed the order. Restoration begins now. The Spirit of God spoke through the prophet Joel, chapter 2, verse 25. I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. Those words are not poetry, they are prophecy. They are the divine promise that time itself bows to redemption. Even the seasons you thought were wasted are being rewritten with purpose. You are standing in the season of divine repayment. But understand this: when God restores, He doesn't just replace, He multiplies. The people who tried to steal your peace will witness your promotion. The doors that were shut will swing open so wide that you'll realize delay was only preparation. You will see that every no was leading to a greater yes. Still, this moment is not just about receiving, it is about recognizing. Can you see how much has already been restored? Your mind is clearer. Your heart is softer. You can discern faster. You may not have everything yet, but you are no longer the person you were when it began. That alone is proof of restoration. Do not rush the process. Restoration is not a lightning strike, it's a sunrise. It begins quietly, one glow at a time, until darkness has no room left. The first light is already breaking. You feel stronger because grace has returned to its rightful place inside you. The storms have finished their work, and now the wind carries peace. There will be signs, unexpected messages, divine appointments, breakthroughs that appear ordinary but are deeply orchestrated. Each one is a marker of the reversal. When heaven restores, it weaves the invisible into the visible, leaving fingerprints of grace everywhere you turn. Pay attention to the small shifts. They announce the larger miracles. This decree is personal. Heaven is not restoring things. Heaven is restoring you. The confidence that was stolen, the laughter you lost, The sense of belonging that faded, every piece is being returned. You are being made whole again, not just functional. There is one more thing to understand. Restoration requires recognition. The moment you recognize God's hand in what is happening, the process accelerates. Gratitude becomes the key that unlocks what's still pending. That is why your response matters now. The decree has been spoken, but your agreement seals it. So right here, right now, take a breath and let your spirit answer heaven's call. Write this number below as a prophetic sign of your agreement, 1212. The number 1212 represents divine alignment, perfect timing, and the completion of transition. It is heaven's code for now is the moment. When you type 1212, you are declaring that you have stepped into divine rhythm, that your steps are ordered, your path is cleared, and your destiny is synchronized with heaven's plan. It is not superstition, it is symbolic faith. Typing 1212 means you recognize that what was once fragmented is now coming together. It says, I walk in divine alignment. My restoration is on schedule. My future is unfolding exactly as heaven intended. It is your written agreement that this reversal decree is sealed, not by emotion, but by conviction. As you step into this new phase, remember, restoration is not a return to what was, it's an elevation to what should have been. You're not going back, you're going forward into fulfillment. The story is being rewritten with your name carved in grace. Soon, you'll look back and realize that nothing was truly lost. It was only being held until you were ready. The waiting season did not weaken you, it strengthened your claim. Every seed, every prayer, every act of faith has matured, and now the harvest stands before you. This is your reversal decree, signed by heaven, confirmed by endurance, sealed by faith. Stand in it, speak it, believe it, because restoration is not coming, it has already begun. Exposure always follows judgment. When the season of silence ends, truth begins to walk through the room, uninvited but unstoppable. You are entering the hour where everything hidden is brought to light, not for your humiliation, but for your liberation. What was whispered behind closed doors will now echo in the open air. God is uncovering what was concealed, not to shame, but to reveal. There are people who wore the right words but carried the wrong hearts. You trusted them because they spoke your language of kindness. Yet their loyalty was borrowed, not built. They stood beside you while secretly plotting detours in your path. But heaven never overlooks hypocrisy for long. The time has come for every false smile, every hidden motive, and every quiet betrayal to meet the light of exposure. You don't need to chase after justice. Truth walks faster than vengeance. God's light doesn't just reveal, it divides. It separates sincerity from manipulation, covenant from convenience, wheat from weeds. For too long, you've tried to keep peace with those who were never at peace within themselves. You felt drained, confused, second-guessing your discernment. But the confusion was not your weakness, it was evidence that your spirit sensed what your mind could not yet see. This exposure is not about revenge, it's about cleansing. God does not unmask to embarrass, He unmasks to heal. You cannot build a new life on the foundation of falsehood. The season of pretending has expired. The truth, though painful, will become the doorway to peace. The moment deceit is exposed, your energy will return, your clarity will sharpen, and your joy will breathe again. Many of those around you were sent as lessons, not lifelong partners. They came to reveal patterns within you that still needed healing. When you discover the lie, don't dwell on the liar, dwell on the lesson. Each revelation is a mirror showing where boundaries must be strengthened, where love must mature, and where wisdom must sit before emotion. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 37, verse 6, "He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, the justice of your cause like the noonday sun." The same light that exposes deception also illuminates your innocence. When God reveals the truth, He does not only expose others, He vindicates you. The brightness of justice is not harsh, it is healing. When this exposure begins, you may feel the sting of disappointment. Some faces will surprise you. Some will walk away rather than apologize. Do not chase them. The light will do what words never could. Let God finish His cleansing work without your interference. The pain of revelation will fade, but the peace that follows will last. You will also find that truth exposes not just people, but patterns habits, places, even versions of yourself that no longer fit who you're becoming. You'll begin to feel uncomfortable in certain spaces you once enjoyed. That's not rejection, that's elevation. The new you cannot live comfortably in environments built for your old wounds. Exposure doesn't only unmask others, it awakens you. As things come into light, you'll notice a strange calm. What once terrified you no longer holds power. The lie loses its authority the moment it's named. The people who tried to cover their deeds with manipulation will be undone by their own words. What was once confusing will suddenly make sense, as if pieces of a puzzle have finally fallen into place. This is how truth heals it, reorganizes chaos into clarity. Do not gloat when masks fall. Humility must remain your covering. Remember, the same light that reveals others once revealed you. Mercy is the measure of maturity. Forgive, release, and step forward. Exposure is a sign of transition. It means God is preparing you for circles that operate in higher integrity. You cannot enter them carrying the residue of deception. As God exposes, He also elevates. Every truth revealed becomes a rung on the ladder of your ascent. What once limited you is now propelling you. What once drained your confidence is now teaching you discernment. You will look back on this season and realize that exposure was not punishment. It was promotion disguised as disappointment. In the end, gratitude will replace grief. You will thank God for showing you what you couldn't see on your own. You will understand that exposure is not the end of relationships, it's the beginning of authenticity. When everything falls away, only truth remains. And that truth will be enough to sustain you. So breathe deeply. Let clarity settle like sunlight on still water. The revelation has come, not to destroy, but to deliver. Every truth uncovered frees you from invisible chains you didn't know you carried. And once you walk in that freedom, no darkness will ever hold you again. The hour of reckoning has begun. The weight of choices, once ignored, now presses against those who mocked grace. Heaven's patience has limits, and mercy, though vast, is not endless. For every seed sown, whether in love or in deceit, there is a harvest waiting. This is the season where hidden intentions bear visible fruit. Some will taste sweetness, others will taste the bitterness of their own actions. Those who cursed you without cause now face what they created. The traps they dug for you are now the very pits that ensnare them, not because you wished it, but because truth always circles back to its source. The energy one releases eventually returns, purified and multiplied. For some, that return is blessing. For others, it is correction. This is divine balance, unavoidable, unalterable, fair. God's justice is never impulsive. It does not lash out in anger, but arrives like a tide that cannot be stopped. Many confuse delay with permission, believing silence means approval. But heaven's stillness was never consent, it was compassion. Yet even compassion has boundaries. And when that boundary is crossed, consequence follows like a shadow that cannot be outrun. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Obadiah. Chapter 1, verse 15. The day of the Lord is near for all nations. As you have done, it shall be done to you. Your deeds shall return upon your own head. Those words are not meant to inspire fear, but reverence. They remind creation that no action evaporates into nothingness. Every deed has a destiny, and every destiny has a day of return. You, chosen one, are not to gloat in this hour. The judgment unfolding is not your victory, it is God's justice. Your role is to stand still, to observe with compassion even as truth brings correction. When the weight of consequence falls, remember, you were once extended mercy. 2. The difference is that you received it, others refused it. The heart that rejects grace eventually collides with truth, and truth, though merciful, is unbending. There will be those who finally understand what they did too late. They will look back at their cruelty and see the reflection of themselves, not their victims. That revelation will sting. Some will fall into repentance, others will harden further. But do not intervene. Let mercy and justice complete their dance. You are not called to judge, you are called to witness. This season of divine reckoning will expose the invisible scales by which God measures. Those who thrived on deceit will find their influence crumbling. Those who built on manipulation will see their structures collapse. Every lie carries an expiration date, and that date has arrived. You will see reversal happen quietly without your effort, without announcement. God's justice works like gravity, unseen, yet undeniable. In the same hour, blessings will flow toward the humble. The ones who endured injustice without vengeance will rise with quiet honor, while others tremble under the weight of exposure. You will find yourself lighter, freer, as if invisible burdens have lifted. This is not coincidence, it is the harvest of integrity. The soil that once held your tears now yields fruit of peace. But there is another layer to this moment. The weight of their choices doesn't only fall on individuals, it ripples through generations. When a person sows in deceit, their descendants feel the drought. When one walks in righteousness, their lineage inherits rain. You are breaking those cycles where others pass down curses. You are passing down clarity. Your obedience has become a shield for those after you. Do not allow bitterness to take root. Justice does not need your anger to function. The temptation to say, "They deserve this," must be resisted. Remember, the same fire that purifies gold also burns away impurity. What looks like destruction may actually be mercy disguised. Some must be broken before they can bend toward repentance. Let God do His work. In the days ahead, you will hear of shifts of people losing influence, of systems collapsing, of secrets revealed. Do not rejoice in their downfall. Instead, pray that they recognize the hand of correction before the door of grace closes fully. The true heart of the chosen one is not vengeance, but compassion, seasoned with truth. The air feels heavy because heaven is balancing the scales. You may sense the shift in your spirit, a mixture of sorrow and relief. That is discernment, not confusion. It means your spirit understands that this judgment is not cruel, it is cleansing. When mercy steps back, justice steps forward. Both wear the face of God, and though the weight of their choices is great, never forget, grace still waits at the edge of consequence, whispering to every soul, it's not too late. The fire has begun, not a fire of destruction, but of purification. You can feel it, can't you? The heat that burns not to kill, but to cleanse. This is the fire of refinement, sent not to punish, but to prepare. Every chosen one must pass through this season, where comfort is stripped away and truth becomes the only thing that stands. God's fire is never random. It targets what cannot enter the next season. The same flames that terrify the unready will transform the willing. The purpose of the furnace is not to destroy gold, but to prove it genuine. You are that gold. The very trials that once made you question God are the ones now shaping His reflection within you. There are days when it feels unbearable, when you ask, why must it hurt this much? But the refining fire doesn't negotiate pain, it burns what does not belong. Pride, fear, doubt, bitterness, they cannot survive the heat of destiny. God allows the pressure not because He enjoys your tears, but because He knows what purity costs. Diamonds do not sparkle without resistance. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Zechariah. Chapter 13, verse 9. I will put this third into the fire, and refine them as silver is refined, and test them as gold is tested. They will call upon my name, and I will answer them. That is the promise. There will be an answer. Every cry, every silent prayer, every weary why will receive heaven's reply in due time. The fire teaches you what sermons cannot. It exposes false strength, burns away imitation, faith, and leaves behind authenticity. You cannot fake endurance in the furnace. You either yield or resist, and the ones who yield emerge radiant. You may lose pieces of your old self in the process, but those pieces were only coverings, not your core. The refining season is not punishment, it is permission. Permission to rise, to lead, to carry weight without breaking. Those who skip the fire cannot handle glory. Those who endure it will never again be shaken by flames. You are being conditioned to carry divine authority, not in pride, but in purity. Remember this, fire does not change the value of gold, it reveals it. That's what God is doing with you right now. The pressure isn't proving your weakness, it's confirming your worth. Every disappointment, every closed door, every painful goodbye is part of your purification. You are being prepared to hold blessings that require strength, not fragility. Do not fear what is burning away. The ashes left behind are not signs of loss. They are proof that what once bound you no longer exists. Out of those ashes will rise vision, wisdom, and a peace that cannot be shaken. When the fire finishes its work, you will walk differently. You will speak with a calm authority that comes from experience. You will carry empathy deeper than words and faith sharper than logic. People will sense something different in you, not loudness, but light. You will no longer react to darkness. You will command it to flee. This is not the end of your struggle. It's the transformation of your identity. The fire is rewriting your story in holy language. What once looked like loss is becoming legacy. You are being forged for purpose. Now pause for a moment and let this truth settle in your soul. You are not burning, you are becoming. Type in the comments, refined by fire. Write it not as a slogan, but as revelation. When you declare, refined by fire, you're saying that pain has not defeated you, it has defined you. You are acknowledging that your tears have been turned into wisdom, your scars into symbols of strength. Those 3 words are a testimony that you didn't escape the fire, you endured it, and came out shining. It is a prophetic declaration to heaven and to hell alike, that the flame which was meant to consume you has instead revealed your purpose. It means you understand now, refinement was never punishment. It was proof. Proof that you are chosen. Proof that you can carry light even when surrounded by heat. The fire you endure today is forming the authority you'll need tomorrow. Let it burn what must go. Let it refine what must remain. You are not alone in the flames. He walks beside you, as he did with the faithful in Babylon. The heat may rise, but you will not be consumed, only transformed. When you emerge, the world will see what heaven already knows, that you were never fragile, you were being fortified. The sound of judgment is no longer distant, it is echoing through the atmosphere. What was whispered in secret is now shouted from rooftops. You can almost hear it, the deep, steady rhythm of heaven's verdict moving through the earth. It is not chaos, it is correction. It is not vengeance, it is alignment. The trumpet of divine justice has sounded, and it carries both warning and wonder. There are moments when spiritual sound becomes physical. You feel it in the trembling of your heart, in the sudden clarity of your thoughts. That's what is happening now. The sound you sense is not fear, it is freedom approaching. For too long, lies have spoken louder than truth. But now the scales are shifting. Truth is rising like a song. And you, chosen one, are one of its voices. This is not a moment for silence. It's a moment for resonance for your life, to agree with what heaven is declaring. Every time you choose faith over fear, you add your note to the symphony of justice. Every time you forgive, you strike a chord that weakens darkness. Your obedience has sound. Your compassion has vibration, and heaven amplifies both. We find in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 8, I have set before you an open door, which no one can shut. That is what this sound means. It's the sound of a door unlocking. It's the sound of heaven saying, step forward. The noise around you may be loud, but the open door speaks louder. You have been faithful in silence. Now heaven responds in sound. This is the moment where the humble are elevated, not through power, but through purpose, not through noise, but through truth. God's justice does not humiliate, it heals, and his healing brings visibility to those who stayed faithful in the unseen places. Now, as the sound of justice moves through your life, you are invited to move with it. Every echo you share, Every word you spread becomes part of the sound. When you choose to like, share, or subscribe, it's not about algorithms, it's about amplifying light. You are turning your small corner of the world into a resonating chamber for truth, like a stone dropped into a pond. One ripple touches another, and soon the still waters begin to sing. And if you feel the quiet pull to give, to sustain, to support this flow of divine messages, to donate, let it be an act of gratitude, not obligation. Picture your gift as a drop of oil poured into a lamp. The lamp burns not for one person, but for many who are still searching for their way through the dark. Your generosity becomes light, extended, grace multiplied. Giving is never demanded here. It is invited, like a soft hand reaching out in kindness. When you sow into light, you are not losing, you are participating in creation itself. You are joining the eternal pattern of give and return, seed and harvest, dawn and dusk. Your support, whether through sharing, subscribing, or sowing, keeps the flame alive so that one more weary soul might see by its glow. Think of this message as a river. Every share, every prayer, every act of generosity becomes a tributary, joining the current and helping it flow farther. Some rivers move quietly through valleys, others crash down mountains, but all reach the ocean. Eventually, that's how light travels through willing hearts. You are not being asked. You are being invited to take part in something that already carries your reflection. Every like becomes a whisper of agreement. Every share becomes a bridge for another heart. Every act of giving becomes a candle placed on the water, floating towards someone who still believes they are forgotten. You have heard the sound of judgment, but within that sound is also a promise that justice will never be one-sided. It restores what was stolen, rebuilds what was ruined, and reignites what was dimmed. You are standing inside that sound right now, called not only to receive, but to echo. Let your gratitude speak louder than words. Let your actions become your song. Like to affirm that you hear, share to extend what healed you. Subscribe to walk beside this river of revelation. And donate only if your heart overflows with peace. No pressure, no demand, just love expressed in motion. Heaven measures not the size of the offering, but the purity of the intent. Even the smallest seed of faith grows when planted in light. So, plant freely, and let joy be the soil. As this sound of justice continues to move through the earth, may your life become one of its clearest echoes, a living harmony of gratitude, compassion, and courage. For you were never meant to only hear heaven's sound, you were meant to carry it. There is a moment between justice and peace, a breath of stillness where everything seems suspended. You are standing in that moment now. The sound of judgment has rolled across the spiritual horizon, and the air feels different. It's as if creation itself is pausing to witness what comes next. This is the sound of transition, the shift from correction to fulfillment. When God speaks a verdict, He also sets a rhythm. Nothing in heaven happens without purpose, and nothing in your life unfolds without sequence. The judgment was necessary to cleanse, but peace comes to build. The chaos has ended. Now begins the quiet work of restoration. It will not arrive with fireworks or noise, but with a subtle rearranging of all that was misplaced. This silence feels sacred. You may not hear trumpets now, but do not mistake the quiet for absence. This is when heaven moves most deeply. God is setting the final pieces into alignment, connecting paths, hearts, and opportunities that could not meet until now. Every delay had meaning, every pause was positioning. You will soon see how the puzzle fits together perfectly. Those who once misunderstood you will begin to see clearly. Situations that seemed irreparable will start to mend, not by your effort, but by divine orchestration. The same God who overturned injustice is now rebuilding with precision. He never demolishes without rebuilding, never exposes without healing. Every wound revealed in judgment is being sealed with grace. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 30, verse 17. For I will restore health to you, and your wounds I will heal, declares the Lord. The words still breathe with life. Restoration is not merely physical, it is spiritual. It is the mending of the unseen places, the heart, the trust, the hope that was lost in the storm. You may notice a gentler rhythm entering your days. The heaviness begins to fade. The sharp ache in your spirit softens into quiet strength. What once triggered pain now feels distant, almost unfamiliar. That is the sign that healing has begun. It's not dramatic, but it's deep like light, seeping slowly into a dark room until every shadow bows to morning. As peace unfolds, you will feel an inner expansion. What was once tight and guarded begins to open. You'll find yourself able to breathe again, to dream again. That is not naivete returning. That is trust resurrected. The part of you that stopped believing in goodness is waking up. This is the fruit of divine justice, not revenge. But renewal. You have learned to listen differently now. Before, you heard pain louder than promise. Now, the whisper of peace drowns out the noise of fear. That is spiritual maturity, when your ear tunes itself to eternity's frequency. The storms taught you how to hear God in the small sounds, the rustle of leaves, the laughter of a child, the steady beat of your own heart, reminding you survived. In this phase, God often works quietly through ordinary things. A conversation that heals, a door that opens, a chance encounter that shifts everything. There is no need to force or strive. What is meant for you will arrive at its appointed time, and recognize your spirit when it sees you. This is the era of calm recompense. You will not need to announce your vindication. It will speak through your peace. When people see you calm where you once were anxious, steady where you once were shaken, they will know something divine has happened. Peace becomes your proof. There will be moments when memory tries to drag you back to old pain. Don't follow it. Memory is not meant to imprison you, but to remind you of how far grace has carried you. When those echoes arise, whisper to them, "That was the beginning of my becoming," because it was what broke you became what built you. And as this peace deepens, gratitude will become your constant companion. You'll find yourself thanking God for both the thunder and the silence, for the losses that made room for light, and for the endings that birthed beginnings. Gratitude is the bridge that carries you fully out of judgment into joy. Soon, you will notice life responding to this new frequency. People drawn to your peace. Opportunities magnetized to your steadiness. Favor. Resting naturally where chaos once reigned. The atmosphere will recognize your healing before you do. The world bends gently around those who walk in alignment with heaven's rhythm. Do not rush ahead. Walk softly in this calm. Let gratitude guide your steps. The greatest victories make no noise, they simply shine. You have entered that phase. The noise is gone, the light remains. When God steps in, nothing stays the same. The shift is quiet, yet undeniable. Doors that were sealed begin to tremble, and paths that were overgrown suddenly clear. You have prayed for this moment, waited through storms for it. And now it is here, not loud, not dramatic, but holy. It is the season when divine intervention becomes visible. Heaven has not forgotten you. Every time you wondered if your prayers were lost in the wind, they were actually being stored in heaven's timing. Now, the release has begun. The things that resisted you are bowing. The walls that blocked you are cracking. When God decides to intervene, He does not need permission. He simply speaks, and the atmosphere rearranges. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Isaiah. Chapter 45, verse 2. I will go before you and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of bronze and cut through bars of iron. That is what divine intervention looks like, effortless breakthrough. God moves ahead of you, smoothing what once tore your strength apart. He clears paths you could never open on your own. You will notice it first in subtle ways, a peace that makes no sense, a phone call that feels perfectly timed, an opportunity that seems to find you without striving. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Heaven is saying, I am still with you. When God steps in, He does more than fix situations. He redefines outcomes. What looked final begins to shift. What you thought was lost begins to reappear in better form. The miracle isn't always that the door reopens. It's that you realize you no longer need that door at all. Divine intervention doesn't only restore, it redirects. You have entered the chapter where effort meets favor. For years, you pushed against resistance with weary hands. Now, what you build will rise with ease. The same tasks that once drained you will now flow. The difference isn't the work, it's the wind. The wind of grace is blowing again. This is how God works. Quietly, suddenly, completely. He turns water into wine behind closed doors, moves mountains while you sleep, heals hearts without leaving scars. You may not see the process, but you will live the result. Intervention is not about explanation, it's about experience. And as heaven moves, gratitude must become your response. Because divine intervention is not earned, it's entrusted. God steps in, not because you shouted loud enough, but because your heart stayed soft long enough. He moves where humility dwells. The soft heart is the strongest signal heaven hears. This is the time to watch with reverence. You will see old debts erased, forgotten ideas revived, impossible dreams given shape. Relationships will mend where no apology was spoken. Provision will appear from places that once looked barren. And when it happens, you'll know it wasn't luck, it was alignment. Heaven has opened your path again. And now, your part is simple. Recognize it. The more you acknowledge the movement of God, the stronger it grows. Gratitude feeds miracles. Each time you whisper, "Thank you," heaven amplifies it and multiplies the blessing. Right now, as a prophetic act of agreement, write this number in the comments, 888. The number 888 represents new beginnings, divine overflow, and the triple blessing of restoration. It signifies that what begins now will not fade, it will multiply. When you write 888, you are declaring that the cycle of struggle has ended and the rhythm of abundance has begun. It's not superstition, it's symbolism, your way of saying, I receive this new season fully and freely. Now, you are stepping into an unforced rhythm of grace. The doors opening are not opportunities, they are assignments. The favor you feel is not chance, it's confirmation. God has stepped into your story again, not just to fix it, but to fulfill it. Soon, you'll realize the beauty of His timing. Everything you thought was late will prove to be right on schedule, and every closed door will reveal itself as protection in disguise. This is what it means when heaven steps in. Your waiting turns into witnessing. You will watch in awe as all things, yes, all things begin to work together for your good. When you write 888, you're not chasing miracles, you're aligning with them. It's a whisper to heaven that says, I'm ready to receive what belongs to me. Those three numbers carry the energy of renewal, balance, and divine multiplication. Let your comment become your covenant. Each 888 is like planting a flag in the soil of faith, marking your territory in the promise of new beginnings. You are declaring, my time of lack has ended, my era of overflow begins now. I do. Vindication is a quiet crown. It does not arrive with noise or spectacle, but with the unmistakable weight of peace. You are entering the season of public honor, where everything once used against you becomes evidence of your endurance. Every false word, every whispered lie, every accusation they are now turning into testimony. What once humiliated you will now highlight the strength heaven saw all along. Vindication is not revenge, it is revelation. It is the unveiling of truth in full daylight. God does not vindicate you to prove others wrong, He does it to prove Himself faithful. Those who doubted your integrity will soon recognize that your survival was never luck. It was divine design. What was spoken in secret to destroy you is now being reversed in public, and your name is being spoken with respect by the very lips that once disrespected it. This season of vindication is subtle but powerful. It unfolds not through arguments but through evidence, results that cannot be denied. God doesn't need you to defend yourself. Your restoration will do that for you. When the light of truth shines, even your silence becomes a sermon. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 15. Though you were forsaken and hated, with no one traveling through, I will make you the everlasting pride and the joy of all generations. This is not metaphor, it is prophecy. God is not only clearing your name, He is establishing your legacy. There were times when you questioned if the pain had purpose. Now you will see it did. Every rejection trained your discernment. Every betrayal refined your trust, and every delay deepened your wisdom. Vindication doesn't erase your past, it redeems it. It shows that what was meant to end you became what empowered you. You will notice people returning, not always with apologies, but with recognition. Some will try to reconnect, sensing that something about you has changed. Don't hold bitterness in your response. True vindication doesn't gloat, it glows. Your peace will speak louder than their regret. You are no longer living to be understood, you are living to be aligned. Vindication means you no longer have to explain yourself. What you carry now cannot be debated. It is visible. Your calmness under pressure, your consistency in faith, your refusal to curse those who cursed you, all of it has built an invisible crown that only heaven could design. People may not understand your resilience, but they will respect its results. The tables have not only turned, they have been remade. The same arenas where you were once ignored will now call your name. But remember this: vindication is not permission for pride. It's a call to stewardship. When God elevates you, He does so not to boast of your triumph, but to amplify His truth through you. The higher you rise, the deeper your humility must anchor. In this season, you will begin to see justice operate in layers. Some vindication will come through restoration of opportunity, jobs reopened, relationships reconciled. Others will come through internal peace, sleepless nights replaced by deep rest, anxiety replaced by quiet confidence. The most powerful vindication, however, will be spiritual. The moment you realize you no longer need anyone to acknowledge what God already affirmed. The journey of vindication carries a divine paradox. You gain without striving. You shine without effort. And you win without fighting. That is the mark of divine intervention, when results speak where words are no longer necessary. Let this truth settle within you. The same God who allowed you to be misunderstood is the one now making you unforgettable. He never wastes pain. Every trial becomes testimony. Every scar becomes scripture written in your soul. As this new season unfolds, guard your heart from bitterness. Vindication is not about proving superiority, it's about fulfilling purpose. God will use your life as a mirror for others to see what redemption looks like. When they ask how you made it, your answer won't be revenge, it will be grace. Peace will become your reputation. Hope will become your fragrance. And your presence will remind others that truth, though delayed, always arrives. You will no longer chase validation, it will find you. Those who once walked away will have to face what they missed, not the old you, but the refined one, shining with quiet strength and unshakable dignity. This is the hour when heaven restores your honor, not as a spectacle, but as a statement proof that faith still works, and that integrity never dies unnoticed. You were misunderstood, but never misplaced. You were hidden, but never forgotten. And now, the same heaven that watched you weep is preparing to watch you rise. Vindication has no noise, yet its echo fills every room you enter. It doesn't need applause, it carries its own atmosphere. Step into it. Let truth speak for you now. For what was meant to destroy your name has only prepared it for glory. Even in judgment, mercy keeps its door open. It never walks far from justice, it simply waits at the edge, whispering to those who still have time to turn. The same fire that purifies the faithful also calls the rebellious to surrender. There is a window narrow, but real, where redemption still breathes. And though the noise of consequence fills the air, mercy speaks softer, yet stronger. Those who opposed you may now stand in the aftermath of their own choices. Some will try to rebuild on the ashes of pride. Others will finally kneel in repentance. Heaven watches, not with gloating eyes, but with tears of compassion, because even when the sentence is spoken, the invitation remains. Come back. The heart of God never celebrates destruction. It mourns what stubbornness destroys. Mercy is not weakness. It is power restrained by love. It extends itself even when rejected, hoping that one humble breath might still reach upward. For every soul that mocked the light, grace still stretches its hands. It never bargains with sin, but it never stops offering salvation either. That is the mystery of divine love. It judges righteously, yet forgives completely. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Ezekiel, chapter 18, verse 23. "Do I take any pleasure in the death of the wicked, declares the sovereign Lord. Rather, am I not pleased when they turn from their ways and live?" Those words echo with eternal tenderness. Even when humanity runs headlong into ruin, heaven still longs for repentance more than punishment. You, who were once the target of injustice, may now watch the exposure of those who wronged you. Your instinct may be to look away, to avoid remembering what was done. But pause and see the deeper truth. God's heart is still reaching toward them. He doesn't erase their accountability, but He also doesn't cancel their worth. What they broke, He still desires to heal. There is a sacred balance unfolding. Judgment brings consequence, but mercy offers continuation. One cleanses, the other revives. This is how heaven restores the moral rhythm of creation, never through cruelty, but through clarity. Every act of repentance becomes a spark in the dark. Every return, a song in heaven's halls. You may witness some who truly change. Their apologies might not reach you directly, but you'll sense the shift. Where arrogance once stood, humility begins to rise. Some will rebuild their lives on truth, their lessons carved deep into their souls. That is what mercy accomplishes. It takes the ruins of rebellion and shapes them into testimony. Others, however, will resist until the end. They will cling to their pride even as the storm subsides. For them, mercy will wait like sunlight at dawn, ready to break through if they would only open their eyes. But if they do not, the darkness will not blame the light. It will simply reveal what they chose. In all of this, keep your spirit gentle. The temptation to harden yourself against those who hurt you must be resisted. You are called to be a witness of grace, not a record keeper of wrongs. Remember, your vindication was never about their downfall. It was about your deliverance. Let mercy remain your final word. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you do. Forgiveness is the shield that guards your peace from corrosion. When you release what was done, you prevent bitterness from becoming your new master. You will find that forgiveness does not erase memory, it transforms it. The stories that once bled now bloom with wisdom. You can tell them without pain because they no longer own you. The past becomes a teacher instead of a tormentor. Mercy is the crown of those who have suffered rightly. It shows that suffering did not make you cynical. That betrayal did not turn you into what you hated. To offer mercy is to mirror the heart of the one who forgave you first. That is the true victory of the chosen one, not to be proven right, but to remain pure when wronged. And in that purity, heaven finds its reflection. For the story of divine judgment always ends with the same line. Still, mercy remains. It is written in every sunrise, spoken in every second chance, and seen in every life that turns from darkness toward the light. Let that truth steady your heart. Justice may shake the world, but mercy restores it. And when mercy triumphs over judgment, peace finally takes its rightful throne. Mercy is the final melody in heaven's song. Soft, but éternel. It lingers after the thunder fades, reminding creation that grace always has the last word, and love never leaves the table empty. The silence after judgment feels different. Now it hums with promise. You are no longer in survival mode. You are standing in strength. Heaven has marked you not as a victim, but as a warrior crowned with endurance. Everything you endured has been woven into purpose, every scar turned into armor. You have become living proof that faith outlasts fire. The Spirit spoke through the Apostle Paul in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 13. After you have done everything, to stand. That is your season. Now, standing, not running, not hiding, but standing in calm authority. The storms that once terrified you now bow before your peace. You carry the weight of victory quietly, because you know the sound of triumph is often silence. You have been through fire and flood, yet none of it drowned you. Every attempt to break you became the anvil where heaven shaped your strength. What once felt like abandonment was actually refinement. What felt like endings were disguised beginnings. The wilderness taught you endurance, and endurance became your crown. Now, the Spirit whispers, rise. Chosen, warrior, you are no longer hidden. You are commissioned. Your wounds have become weapons. Your tears have become oil. Your waiting has become wisdom. You do not need to prove anything. Your presence already carries evidence of God's power. This is the moment to walk with reverence. Every step forward now becomes a ripple that reaches unseen shores. People are watching, not to see you stumble, but to see how grace stands. They will sense something different about you, calm under pressure, peace in chaos, love without agenda. That is the anointing of the refined. And as your light expands, so does your influence. Every story, every word, every act of kindness you share becomes part of a greater movement, a flow of hope cutting through a world starved for truth. That's why your voice matters. When you choose to like, share, or comment, you're not boosting a post, you're passing the torch. Your action becomes light, traveling across unseen roads, reaching hearts you may never meet, but heaven intends to touch through you. Your story is no longer just your own. It's a bridge. Someone out there is standing where you once stood, wondering if they can survive what you've survived. Your words, your gesture of sharing, may become the lantern that guides them through their darkness. And if you feel stirred to go deeper to nurture the very message that once found you, then do it not from pressure, but from peace. When you donate or give, think of it not as charity, but as lighting a lamp in the night. Each act of giving becomes a soft flame placed in the hands of someone still lost in shadow. The world is dim in places. Your generosity becomes the match that rekindles warmth, the small fire that tells another heart. You're not alone in the cold. Giving is not demanded here. It is inspired. A flame never argues with the dark. It simply shines. That is what your support becomes, a quiet light against despair. A living reminder that kindness still exists. Even a single spark can awaken dawn. Your gift, your share, your comment, they are embers that travel beyond screens, carrying comfort where silence once lived. Perhaps you've wondered if your small action matters. It does. Every ripple counts in the ocean of purpose. A single word can shift an atmosphere, A simple share can pull a heart back from despair. A quiet donation can light 1,000 unseen candles. These are sacred exchanges between heaven and humanity, where love becomes movement. You are not being asked to perform. You are being invited to participate in a divine rhythm, the rhythm of give and receive, of sow and reap, of speak and heal. The beauty of this moment is that your yes, however small, joins 1,000 others in a song of restoration. Like if this message stirs your spirit, share if you feel its truth could heal another. Comment if your heart agrees. Subscribe if you want to walk further in this light. And if your heart whispers to support, donate as one lighting a lamp whose glow may warm strangers you'll never meet. Do only what peace allows. Each act, done in love, becomes your fingerprint on eternity. You are not merely a listener, you are a co-creator in what heaven is building. The movement continues through you. Every spark of generosity keeps the flame alive. Every ripple of kindness extends the river. So walk in your crown, speak softly, but with authority, move gently, but with impact. Let your love echo louder than your words, and your giving speak more powerfully than your applause. For the world will remember not how loud you shouted, but how brightly you burned. The earth itself is beginning to respond. You can feel it in the air. A quiet tremor beneath your feet, a resonance between creation and creator. What has been declared in heaven is now being mirrored in the world around you. The divine verdict has not only changed your circumstances, it is altering atmospheres, realigning the very elements to favor the chosen. There are moments when heaven's movement becomes visible through nature's rhythm. Winds shift. Opportunities open without effort. The ground that once felt dry begins to breathe again. What you sense is not coincidence. It is creation remembering its covenant. Every mountain, every river, every heartbeat in existence was designed to echo divine order. And when justice flows, the world cannot stay still. You may start noticing how things align without striving. Encounters that once seemed impossible begin to unfold naturally. Paths you didn't plan suddenly converge with purpose. This is not randomness. It is the earth yielding to the voice of God. When He speaks over His chosen ones, creation itself adjusts its pattern to make room for fulfillment. The voice of God thundered in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 19. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. The world has always been waiting for those who walk in light to take their rightful place. You are one of them. You were never meant to merely survive on the earth. You were meant to awaken it. You carry a frequency that creation recognizes. Every act of compassion sends ripples through unseen realms. Every prayer whispered in faith stirs the elements toward alignment. That is why the air feels different when you speak with conviction. Heaven's authority in you is not silent. It hums through everything it touches. As this revelation unfolds, you will see systems shift. Institutions that have stood on falsehood will crumble. Structures that once oppressed will lose their power. The world is groaning for honesty, for integrity, for divine justice, and God's chosen are the vessels through which that justice manifests. You are part of that transformation. Do not underestimate your influence. A single act of faith, a single word of truth, a single gesture of grace has the power to move nations in unseen ways. The smallest spark of righteousness can ignite entire atmospheres. That is the hidden strength of those aligned with heaven. They do not need to be loud to be felt. Creation moves with you now. The wind that once resisted you now carries your prayers. The ground that once cracked under pressure now becomes stable beneath your feet. Every living thing recognizes divine authority when it walks in humility. You are no longer reacting to the world. The world is reacting to you. This is the mystery of divine alignment. When the Creator's will and creation's rhythm become one heartbeat, the same God who shaped galaxies is shaping your path, and everything around you is responding to His timing. It is not magic, it is order restored. Even the seasons will begin to reflect your inner transformation. Where there was barrenness, fruit will grow. Where there was confusion, clarity will emerge. The world mirrors the heart of its stewards, and when the chosen walk in obedience, the earth rejoices. There will be signs, moments that confirm this alignment. A sudden peace in places once heavy. Unlikely doors opening without effort. Provision appearing where there was lack. People drawn to you not for your fame, but for your peace. The universe itself bends gently around those who carry heaven's rhythm. Remember, this alignment is not about control, it is about harmony. You are not meant to dominate creation, but to dance with it, to move in the same cadence as divine purpose. When you live in that rhythm, every challenge becomes choreography. Every delay, a pause in the music rather than an interruption. The ground beneath you has heard heaven's decree. It will not betray you. Where you step, grace will bloom. Where you rest, peace will settle. Where you speak truth, the air will clear. You are part of the restoration of order, the healing of the earth through obedience, love, and faith. In this awareness, walk gently, speak kindly to creation. Honor the air you breathe and the soil that holds you. They are witnesses to your journey and participants in your redemption. Every sunrise greets you as evidence that divine timing is still in motion. The earth responds to you because you respond to God. It is not worshipping you, it is recognizing His reflection in you. You are not separate from creation, you are its steward, its keeper, its living reminder that heaven still reigns. As this new harmony settles in, you will realize that nothing is random anymore. Every sound, every sign, every moment has purpose. Even silence carries meaning. The world has heard your name spoken in heaven, and now it moves in rhythm with your destiny. The final seal is being placed. Heaven has completed its decree, and the air is thick with glory. What began in silence now ends in splendor. Judgment has been fulfilled. Mercy has triumphed, and justice stands like an unshakable pillar across the heavens. The season of weeping has reached its appointed end, and the dawn you've waited for is no longer a promise. It is present. You may not hear trumpets, but your spirit does. Deep within, something recognizes this moment as holy closure. Every battle, every scar, every unanswered prayer now makes sense in the light of completion. What once felt chaotic now forms a pattern of grace, so intricate it could only have been woven by divine hands. Heaven has not just defended you, it has crowned you. The Spirit spoke through the Apostle Peter. Chapter 5, verse 10. And after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace, who has called you to His eternal glory in Christ, will Himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. This is that moment, the restoration. the confirmation, the strength, the establishment. Every word is being fulfilled in real time, not as theory, but as truth breathing through your life. The glory descending upon you now is not loud or blinding, it is steady, warm, and unmistakable. It is the same light that once guided you through nights of doubt, now shining without shadow. Glory is not a crown you wear, it is a radiance that flows through you, recognized not by the eyes, but by the soul. You have become a vessel of divine memory, carrying the story of endurance written in eternal ink. Where you once bled, you now bless. Where you once trembled, you now teach. The very places that broke you have become the altars where heaven reveals its beauty. That is the mystery of glory. It turns pain into prophecy, ashes into anointing. This final seal is not an ending, it is the opening of a new chapter written in light. The tests are over, the proving complete. What remains now is the walk of peace, the rhythm of purpose, the calm strength of one who knows they are seen, chosen, and established. You will carry this stillness everywhere you go. The world around you will begin to reflect it. People will feel peace in your presence without understanding why. Your words will carry weight, not because they are loud, but because they come from authenticity. You have become a living reminder that grace is not theory, it is transformation in motion. In this moment, heaven leans close. Angels record the fulfillment of promises long awaited. The same divine hand that lifted you from despair now seals you with identity. You are no longer marked by struggle, but by sonship, by belonging, by divine recognition. Heaven knows your name, and creation echoes it with reverence. Glory is not an emotion, it is a state of being. It settles on those who have walked through the valley and refused to let go of faith. It adorns the ones who did not curse the fire, who learned to praise even when nothing made sense. Glory does not visit the perfect, it rests on the faithful. This glory will change how you see everything. You will no longer measure life by loss, but by lessons. You will no longer pray from fear, but from fulfillment. You will understand that waiting was never wasted, it was sacred preparation. And now, with the final seal in place, heaven whispers, "It is done." The cycle of pain closes. The sound of striving fades. In its place, peace begins to sing a melody that only those who have endured can hear. It is the sound of completion, of all things restored, of a heart fully aligned with divine rhythm. Walk forward from here without fear. The road ahead is not empty, it is fertile. The steps you take now are not uncertain, they are guided. The voice that once called you out of chaos will now lead you into quiet greatness. This is your eternal vindication, your final becoming. You have been weighed, tried, refined, and revealed. And now, heaven calls you by your truest name, not survivor, not wanderer, but beloved child of glory. Let this seal rest upon your spirit. Let peace become your inheritance. For what was meant to end you has instead introduced you to eternity's light. The storm has passed. The judgment has finished. Mercy stands smiling beside you, and glory gentle, endless, golden has finally come home to stay. The story has reached its final breath, yet the echo continues. You have walked through fire and still carry light. You have heard heaven's thunder and answered with stillness. This is not simply an ending, it is the continuation of everything sacred that has begun within you. What you hold now is not just revelation, it is inheritance. The words you've heard have planted themselves like seeds. They will grow in silence and bloom in seasons you don't expect. You are not leaving this message, you are carrying it forward. And as you carry it, remember this truth: light multiplies when shared. When you like, share, or comment, you are not helping an algorithm, you are extending a heartbeat. Every act of engagement becomes a candle passed from hand to hand. Someone, somewhere, is still standing in the dark, waiting for the flame you now hold. If your spirit feels aligned, subscribe not to follow, but to stay connected to the river that continues to flow. The words will keep coming, the guidance will deepen, and the rhythm of heaven will meet you again and again. And for those who feel that quiet nudge, that small warmth inside that says, "Give back to what gave me strength," let it be gentle, never forced. When you donate, imagine it as placing oil in a lamp. That light will travel farther than you know, reaching corners you may never see, illuminating hearts you'll never meet. This is not obligation, it's participation in light. Every gesture, your listening, your sharing, your kindness is part of the ongoing miracle. You have been chosen not just to receive the fire, but to keep it alive. So go, radiant one, walk with peace, speak with grace, and let your life remain an open flame that never forgets how to shine.